Today we are gonna make kimchi, bacon, shrimp, mac and cheese. I got a pot here with some water. It's heating up, it's gonna boil. I have about 3/4 of a cup of macaroni. Once this is boiling, we're gonna throw this in there. We're gonna let it boil, let it cook. We're gonna cook this until just before it's completely al dente. By that, I mean like it might still be a little bit hard when I chew on it, but not like crunchy. This recipe is gonna have a bake at the end, so I want the macaroni to be a little bit undercooked so that when it goes inside the dish for the bake, which will be around 30 minutes, it'll soften up all the way, and by the time it's done, we will have lovely, perfectly chewy macaroni and cheese. All right, the water is boiling. Let's go ahead and add the macaroni. Woo! I did add a little bit of salt to this water, just a little bit. I didn't really think about it too much. I'm not really sure it even does that much for this recipe, but this is gonna boil for about 4 more minutes, and then we're gonna strain it. I ran this under some cool water to stop it from cooking, and now this is what we have. I am gonna add a very small amount of olive oil to this, about that much, and then I'm just gonna stir it a couple times, just to get it all coated. So this macaroni is gonna go off to the side. We're not really gonna think about it for a while because right now we have to make our cheese sauce. All right, let's talk cheeses. And of course, my dog is gonna make an appearance for this because he absolutely loves cheese. I'm not really gonna measure. It's gonna be a little bit confusing, but here's the overall ratio. I wanna have twice as much cheddar as I do Gruyere. And for the Parmesan, I'm gonna have very little inside the cheese sauce. This is really just to give it a little kick of, nutty flavor. Really, it's gonna be about these two. And I'm gonna use the cheese that I made in my garage. Nothing about that statement, by the way, is a joke. If you wanna know how I made this cheese, I'll have a video link somewhere up in these corners. You can check out how I made this using a cheese cave that I hacked from a mini fridge. All right, enough talking, let's grade. So we're just gonna go ahead and go ham on this. It's already a chunky cheese. It's already kind of falling apart. And honestly, this is probably enough right here. I got a whole block of cheddar that I didn't even need to touch. Okay, so we're gonna roughly eyeball this. We're gonna grade our Gruyere. We're gonna try to aim for half as much cheddar with this Gruyere. I'm gonna say something about like that is just right. For the Parmesan, we're gonna grate on this side, and we're not gonna do very much at all. We're probably just gonna count to like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. You know what? 4, 5. Done. That's about as much as we want. All right, let's break out milk and heavy cream. Let's also break out butter, and we're also gonna need a little bit of flour. Let's take 1.5 tablespoons of butter, melt it down. We're gonna take a leveled off tablespoon of flour, and we are gonna add that into the butter. We are gonna mix all that together. We're gonna cook this together on very low heat for about 5 minutes. So here's our roux. It's got a little bit of color on it. You can kind of see it right there. It hasn't gone fully brown yet. It's got this nice kind of golden color. I'm gonna add in a cup of milk. Ooh, a little bit of splashing. And then we're gonna add in a 1/3 cup of heavy cream. All right, I don't know if you can see it, but we have some bubbles forming in pockets around here. This is a pretty good time for us to add in our cheese. But first things first, we're gonna add some salt and we're gonna add some pepper. Whisk that together. Okay, and in very small amounts, we are gonna add in our cheese. We're gonna do about half. There we go, that's about half. We are gonna whisk that in. The cheese is melted down pretty good. We're gonna add in the other half. And then we whisk that up. You know what? This hasn't thickened up as much as I would like, so I'm gonna add some more cheese. There we go. Okay, so that is about what I'm looking for. This is a thinner sauce than I would normally make, but you're gonna find out that's actually a good thing. Let me go ahead and try it real quick. Oh my God, oh my God. My homemade garage cheese has such a heavy, cheesy flavor. This is amazing. This is cheesier than Kraft. I will bet my life on it. Now it's time for the magic. Y'all saw this last time. This is kimchi seasoning powder. If you wanna know how I made this, there'll be another video link somewhere up here. It'll show you how I made this in my oven. If you have a modern kitchen, you should be able to make this yourself at home. Let's go crazy on this. Let's go, 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 go. Hit it. Hit it hard. Okay, so after adding 4 gigantic dashes of kimchi powder to this cheese sauce, you can see it's taken on a little bit of a reddish color. It's thickened up a little bit more. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and try it. Oh my God. This is legit better in every single way than a regular cheese sauce. All right, let's get down to the home stretch here. All right, we're just gonna pour it all in there, spread it out a bit, take our cheese sauce, pour it all in there. Let's go ahead and stir it up to incorporate. That looks pretty good. All right, my oven is preheating to 300. In the meantime, we're gonna melt down 1 tablespoon of butter. Butter melted, some panko breadcrumbs. That much, maybe more, we'll see. Then I'm gonna add some smoked paprika. And with a glove in my hand, we're just gonna mix it up. And then final bit, we're gonna add a little bit of Parmesan to our breadcrumbs. And so, with a layer of cheddar cheese that we'll kinda lightly put on top, and then a layer of breadcrumbs. I think that's about right. We are gonna put this in the oven for 10 minutes. All right, so baking at 300 for 10 minutes was not hot enough. I turned up my oven to 350, put it in for another 10 minutes, and now I'm getting the browning that I wanna see. Next step, we got some bacon crumbles that I made previously. There we go, something about like that. And then this goes back in the oven for another 10 minutes, which gives us just enough time for the last step. This right here is a jar of bacon and sausage fat that I have been gathering up for the past couple days. I'm gonna take a big glob of the stuff. Let's take some garlic, put it in there. And without too much time spent, let's add some shrimp. These are not gonna take very long to cook. And to season them up, we're gonna use Slap Ya Mama because nobody makes pre-made seasoning better than folk from Louisiana. These little ones here are definitely done. All right, these are done. Total cook time on the shrimp was probably around 7 minutes. I may have overcooked them just a bit, but you know, they still taste good. Which brings us to the finale. Look at that, that is gorgeous. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and take my shrimp, place them on top. These are used, I mean, yes, they are used for shrimpy flavor, but they're also used for decoration. If you want more shrimp, you can certainly chop them up and mix them in with the macaroni. We gotta make it look pretty. So we'll go ahead, add a little bit of green on top. She is done, y'all. That is kimchi, bacon, shrimp, mac and cheese. All right, so I moved some of this off into a smaller bowl so it can cool down faster. And I got a bite that includes everything: the mac and cheese, the bacon, the shrimp, the chives, all of it. I don't think I've ever tasted anything that incredible before in my life. I say that about a lot of things I cook on this channel, and I think that's just because I am legitimately getting better. This is not healthy. I'm gonna have to run like 20 miles to unclog my arteries, but that is not today's problem. So when you don't have the shrimp or the bacon, and you just have mac and cheese on its own, it's still a delight. You'd be shoveling spoonfuls of this into your gob for days. All right, but hold on, let me get that bacon and that shrimp back. God. That shrimp elevates everything to a whole other level. Well, that's it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you feel inspired to go make this for yourselves. That is it. So until we meet again, go cook something amazing, and I will see you next time.